P0lice secrecy law keeps public in the dark about P0lice misconduct. The mother of Eric Garner stood outside of the New York Police Department's headquarters in the rain on Monday to remind supporters that the fight for justice in her son's death isn't over. Eric. The family has been largely kept in the dark by the NYPD due to a police secrecy law that has clouded transparency in the case. They were initially and were into the case, due to a state civil rights law, Section 50 AU, that bars access to police officers' personnel records. Section 50 is considered a harmful roadblock in the quest for building trust and maintaining safety between police and their communities, according to several organizations that are fighting for its repeal. Enacted in 1976 under New York's Freedom of Information laws, the law's purpose was to protect. Yet recent administrations have used broader interpretations of the law, effectively eliminating access to those files unless dictated by court order. In 2018, the law makes police misconduct in New York State more secretive than in any other state in the country, according to a report by the. It's taken 5 years and multiple investigations for who has been on administrative duty since Garner's death on July 17, 2014. Pontalio has been charged by the Civilian Complaint Review Board, or CCRB, an independent police oversight group, with reckless use of a chokehold and intentional restriction of breathing. The hearing will determine, but because of Section 50A, if he is not fired, it would take a court order for the Garner family to find out if he will be disciplined at all. The Pontalio disciplinary trial is expected to last 2 weeks, according to the. Garner was killed during an encounter with police on Staten Island over the alleged sale of untaxed loose cigarettes. Video of Pontalio wrapping his arm around Garner's neck while other officers tried to place him under arrest spread across the internet. His last words, New York City Mayor Bill de Blasio and NYPD Commissioner James O'Neill have, when reached for comment. The city's Police Benevolent Association president that advocates FAR. Officials' hand-wringing on the law has continuously impeded the process for the Garner family. How? Strangely, the Garner family's fight for information is just one example of the lack of transparency and accountability in police-involved deaths in New York City. The family of a Bronx woman with a mental illness who was fatally shot in October 2016 may never know if Sergeant will be disciplined. The father of Shahid Vassal, a black man with bipolar disorder who was shot and killed by police in the Crown Heights neighborhood in Brooklyn in April 2018, has been demanding justice for the past year. The NYPD did not involved in the case, but their names were later leaked to the press, according to the Daily News. In April, it's unclear if Pontalio will be penalized, but history shows that punishments for fatal chokeholds by NYPD officers have been extremely rare. An NYPD officer hasn't been fired for a fatal chokehold since Francis Livoti, who was convicted of violating the federal civil rights of Bronx man Anthony Baez in 1994, the reported. From 2009 to 2014, the CCRB reviewed 1,022 chokehold complaints. Of the 400s, Garner's family was by the city in July 2015 after on criminal charges in December 2014. Meanwhile, the DOJ declined comment on the status of the case. For New York City's Legal Aid Society, the non-indictment of Pontalio in December 2014 served as a springboard to take legal action and begin efforts to repeal New York's police secrecy law. Specifically, the organization, which represented Garner in criminal cases before his death, petitioned the state's Supreme Court to release Pontalio's misconduct records. The Legal Aid Society is the largest public defender organization in the country. In April, the legislative package has the support of other legal organizations and police reform groups such as the New York City Civil Liberties Union, Communities United for Police Reform and the New York City Anti-Violence Project. Cuomo has previously. Family members of loved ones who were killed by police officers including Valerie Bell, the mother of Sean Bell, who was killed in 2006, and Victor Dempsey, the brother of Delron Small, who was killed in 2016, are demanding that the police department be held accountable. These long fights for justice can take a toll on its foot soldiers. Became one of the but in December 2017, Erica Garner died after a heart attack without ever knowing whether or not Pontalio would be held accountable. Through her activism, follow NBCBLK on, and
raindrop, drop top smoking, no cooking the hot pot. Fucking on your bitch, yeah, that. Looking up, open the park pot.